everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So once again, it's time for me to do my monthly favorites video, and this time I have a lot of products to share with you. A lot of brands have been launching new products recently, so I've had a lot of things to try out in the month of February, and I definitely have found some favorites. So I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into sharing those with you. I think some of the most obvious favorites this month are some of the new Pacifica launches, and I specifically want to talk about the new Pacifica Light Foundation as well as their new concealer. These two products have really been game-changing for Pacifica. Pacifica launched this foundation with, I believe, 30 shades, something around that number of shades, and the concealer I believe has around 10 as well. I have a video all about these products. I will link that up above so you can learn more if you're interested in a more in-depth review. But I really have come to like this foundation. It is a more matte foundation, but it's not a purely matte foundation. It does have a little bit of a satin finish, so it's not totally matte, and it wears beautifully. It is such a long wearing foundation on me. It doesn't settle into fine lines, and it is really high coverage. So if you're looking for a foundation that really gives you a lot of coverage, this is definitely one that's amazing to check out. And it does have a large shade range, and I have to say the shade 38 and F is the perfect shade for me. It is as if the foundation was designed for me. That shade matches me better than any other foundation shade I have tried out. But I do have to say the shades are a bit tricky to figure out which shade is yours, because I was trying to help a friend who was interested in this foundation pick out her shade. And I was reading the shade names and we were going through them and trying to sort out which one we thought might be best for her. And I will say it was confusing. And so she ended up having to purchase two shades and try them out in order to figure out which one was her best shade. So I really wish that there were testers available in stores like Target and Ulta so you could go in and figure out which shade is the right one for you. It's such a good foundation that it is worth what can be a little bit of a struggle to figure out which shade is best for you, because it just is a really awesome one. It's also cruelty-free, it's vegan, and it has a lower price point as well. So it's one of the most affordable foundations in non-toxic beauty. You can purchase it at Ulta and at Target. I also really have been enjoying the concealer. The concealer has really great coverage. The shade is not the perfect shade for me. I have the lightest shade 20 and F. I wish so much that there was one shade lighter in the concealer. That would be perfect, but I can make it work under my eyes. I also can conceal acne spots with this concealer as well. So it is a really great one. It stays in place well. I can set it. It's just a good concealer. It works really well. And don't worry, I've not forgotten. I am going to be doing a video comparing this concealer with the one from Hand Skincare Cosmetics with the Clove and Hallow Concealer, and also with the new Ilia Beauty Concealer as well. That's why I haven't filmed that video yet. I just got that new Ilia Concealer in the mail, and I wanted to try that one out and also include that in a video because I figured that would be most helpful for me to include all of those, so that video is coming. But this is a really good one and I keep reaching for it throughout the month. The next product that I want to mention is one that I've not really heard anyone else talking about, and these are the Bio Metal Liquid Eyeshadows from Crop Naturals. These are carried at Credo Beauty. They're carried online and also in store. I believe it is an Australian brand, and at least that I know of, Credo is really the only place that's carrying them. And as soon as I saw that they'd come out with liquid eyeshadows, I was like, I have to try them out. And I have fallen in love with them. I first purchased this shade here, this gold shade, which is gilded, and then I went ahead and purchased this more pinky shade in Saturn. I have Saturn all over my lids today. I will go ahead and swatch them both for you, but they are incredible. Here is Saturn and gilded swatched here. And you can see how metallic those shades are. And it is a liquid, so it does go on as a liquid, but it does dry down very quickly. And once it dries, it stays put. I remember swatching these in the Credo store and they dried down on my hand, and I tried to take my finger and like smudge it around and it was locked in place. And that was when I was like, I have to buy one of these. This is amazing. If it says anything, I tried out the shade Gilded for several weeks, loved it so much that I went back and purchased the shade Saturn, because I love this formula. Yes, it will eventually crease and move around on me because I have hooded eyelids that are oily, so things will eventually move around. They won't stay perfectly in place, but it stays in place a lot better for me than just wearing a traditional powdered eyeshadow. And it also makes the process of applying eyeshadow really easy. I just apply it all over my lid, and then I'll take some sort of matte crease shade and just blend in my crease a little bit. That was what I did today. Popped on some inner corner highlight and my eye look was done. I absolutely adore these. This level of metallicness is not something that you could get very easily in a powdered formula. The shade in Saturn has kind of more glitter running through it. It's obviously metallic, but it also has some glitter flecks in it too. Whereas the shade Gilded is more just of a metallic shade without really glitter flecks in it. I am going to be doing a video about Crop Naturals as a brand soon. That'll be something I'm doing in March, but I have to say I've been fully impressed by the brand. If you are an eyeshadow junkie like I am and you love eyeshadows, it's definitely worth picking one of these out. I do have the limited edition Beauty Counter eyeshadows. They're liquid ones, and the formula of these Crop Naturals ones are just a little bit better. I find that they're easier to work with and they're lighter on your eyelids. They're not as heavy. The Beauty Counter ones are good. They're definitely a solid cream eyeshadow formula. I just think these are a little bit easier to work with and wear a little bit better on me, but overall outstanding, and I am so in love. It's really hard for me to not go out and purchase all the shades. Like, I really want to. I'm trying to have some self-restraint. Though if you're interested in other shades than just Gilded and Saturn, I do have a swatch on saved to my Instagram stories. So check my Instagram out. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirl, and I have a swatch of all the shades of the liquid eyeshadow in my stories. So look at my saved stories. I think it's under a Credo haul. If you look there, you should be able to see it. In case you want to see what the other shades look like, they are all beautiful. Seeing them in person, I can tell you they're all outstanding. There's like a kind of turquoisey shade that's so cool and so fun. I don't really wear that many colored, fun colored eyeshadows. Otherwise, I would have purchased that shade because it's just so beautiful. But I thought these two are shades I definitely wear a lot. I'm really enjoying them. I'm going to move on to some products from Hand Skincare Cosmetics. As you know, I've been trying out more products on the brand. I've been a huge fan of their concealer for quite a while, but there are some other products from them that I've also fallen in love with this month. And I'm going to link a video that I have up here kind of doing a brand overview of the brand and sharing with you a demo and thoughts on a lot of their products. But I do want to shout out a couple of products. Well, actually a lot. They're a good brand. I really have been loving what I've been trying. And this is the lip gloss in the shade Nude Rose. I have it on my lips today. And as I mentioned in the video previously, it's just a really comfortable formula. It's very pigmented. So as you can see, it looks like I'm wearing some sort of maybe like cream lipstick with a gloss on top, but it's only this lip gloss. Like, this is all I have on my lips. All this color is just from this lip gloss, and it is so comfortable. And it smells like vanilla. I was putting it on this morning and I was just like, oh, it smells so good because it smells like a vanilla cupcake. And it really has been nice this winter to wear more lip glosses. Even though I'm not a lip gloss fan in general, it just feels so much more comfortable on your lips than trying to wear a drier lipstick formula. I love this. I've been reaching for it a ton. It's something easy to just throw in your bag. And even if you're out and your lips just feel a little dry, instead of putting on a lip balm, I'll just put this on and my lips feel so much better. And it's not sticky, which also is really nice and makes me want to wear the product more because I'm not having to deal with the sticky feeling on my lips. I also have been a huge fan of their blush in the shade Bloom. I'm wearing this on my cheeks today. I love this color. It's a beautiful kind of dusty rose shade. And it is just the perfect color. Doesn't look too pink, doesn't look too warm. It just adds the perfect amount of flush to my cheeks. It's easy to work with. It's pigmented, but not too pigmented, so you can blend it out, but you can definitely build up the pigment if you want. I'd heard really good things about their blushes, but I had not tried one, and I'm really glad that I've tried out this one. The shade Bloom is just beautiful, and I highly recommend it. And then the final product from Hand Skincare that I'm gonna be talking about is their eyeshadow in the shade Celebrate. And I normally like to wear this all across my lid. I just put it on as an inner corner highlight today because I really wanted to wear one of the Crop Naturals liquid eyeshadows to show you how they look on. Using this as an inner corner highlight is not my favorite use for it, just because it's not as brightening because it's close to my skin tone. But typically what I like to do is apply this eyeshadow all over my lid. And because it is this kind of champagne-y shade, it is very close to my skin tone, but light reflecting. It's a really nice way to have a bit of a no makeup look where you're wearing something on your eyelid, but it's not too much. So I have been loving this shade. I've been wearing it so much. When I wake up in the morning and I'm not really sure what I want to do for my makeup and I just want something really easy, this will be what I gravitate toward. The next product I'm going to talk about I think might be a little bit interesting because I've heard some not as positive reviews about this. And this is the Au Naturale mascara. And if you'd like, I was thinking about doing a video on Au Naturale in general, kind of more of a brand overview. I haven't done one for Au Naturale yet, but I was thinking about it and including this mascara in it. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below. But I have really been liking this mascara. First off, I'm gonna say my favorite mascara is the Honest Beauty mascara. That's our baseline of my favorite mascara. The Honest Beauty is a bit difficult to work with because it is a dual-ended mascara and you have to apply a fiber and then follow up with the mascara. And you do have to be kind of cognizant while you're applying it to make sure you don't get too much fiber on and then make sure you get enough mascara to actually coat the fibers so you don't see the white fibers. So it's not like a quick, easy mascara that you can just like whoop, whoop, and then run out the door. And in that way, this mascara is also not like a quick, easy mascara either because it is a little clumpy. I've heard some negative feedback about the mascara because of that. There are clumps in the mascara itself. You might actually be able to see them on the wand here. It does have a silicone wand. Oh yeah, you should be able to see there's kind of some clumps sticking to the wand. At least I can see it in the monitor. Hopefully you can too. And the bristles are pretty spread out, like they're not densely packed. What I find with this mascara is because it has clumps, it actually does stuff for my eyelashes. I've been trying out so many mascaras recently that I feel like really just coat your lashes and don't actually do anything for them. They don't lengthen them. They don't actually volumize. And I was just getting really frustrated and just kind of going back to my Honest Beauty mascara. I've still been liking the Pacifica Stellar Gaze mascara. It's a good one, but I like this one better than that one. But really, I've tried out the New Evolution mascara. That did nothing for my eyelashes. I've tried out the Ilia, not the new Ilia mascara, but their old one. That did nothing for my lashes. I just wasn't having a lot of luck. And so when I got to this one, I figured, okay, probably won't be that great. But then I actually started using it and I liked it. I remember watching Reagan's video and she said that she had issues with the little clumps that you saw on the bristles, like transferring and falling down on her face. And at first I had that issue too, but there were a couple things that happened. The more I used the mascara, the more it dried out and the less that happened. The other thing is that I learned how to use the mascara because the wand itself is kind of wiggly like this. And so when you are applying the mascara, if you're not being really careful and you're just trying to do it really quickly, the wand will kind of flick up and down a bit, and that's how those little specks will kind of fling off and then land on your face. But if you slow down and apply the mascara kind of very cognizant that you don't want the wand itself to get too wiggly, you can control those flecks and not get them flying all over your face. Also, those flecks are what actually helps to build volume in your lashes. Like I find that this mascara is actually lengthening and volumizing. And out of all the mascaras that I've tried, it reminds me a lot of like the Root 100% Lash and the Fit Glow mascara. And both of those are also a little bit clumpy. So in order to get that volume, you have to have a bit of clump. And the Honest Beauty does it by adding actual fibers in. So it is a volumizing and lengthening mascara. I find that it doesn't transfer, it doesn't smudge. It will flake a tiny bit, but I find that flaking is easier to deal with because it's not like smudging or transferring. You can just kind of dust the flakes away and you're all good. So some of the clumps will kind of fall a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's very manageable. But my main point is it actually does something for my lashes, and for that reason, I like it. And I traveled with this mascara recently and I was completely happy with it. The entire time I traveled with it, it definitely has been a product that I was nervous to try out, but the more I've come to use it and understand how to use it, the more I like it. The next product is a body care product. And this is the hand and foot cream from Graydon Skincare. And I love Graydon. We all know this. And when I was in Canada at the detox market in Toronto, they had a large selection of Graydon Skincare products because Graydon Skincare is based in Toronto, and so they sell a lot of products at the detox market in Toronto. And I saw this hand and foot cream and I would think I had dry hands at the time. Like, this is what happens to me. I'll have like dry hands, or my lips will feel dry, and I'll go into Credo and buy lip gloss. Well, I was in the detox market in Canada, had some dry hands, and I went in and bought a hand cream. But why I bought this was I pumped some out on my hand, rubbed it into my hand, and my hand felt so smooth and so soft. And I was like, I have to have this. Like, I have to have this product. It made my hand feel so smooth and so soft. And I have been using this at night on my hands, and I love it. This is something you could also use during the day as well, because it's not as heavy hand cream. It absorbs in and it doesn't leave your hands feeling greasy. I love the Meta Skincare, what is it called? The like intensive hand cream, their balm that you use on your hands. That is a heavy duty, thick balm that's good for nighttime use when you have super, super dry hands. I like to have another hand cream on hand to use when I don't necessarily want something that thick or that heavy, or I don't need something that thick and that heavy. And this really does fill that role for me. I haven't used it on my feet because I don't really have dry feet, surprisingly, but it has worked miracles on my hands. I was using the Juice Beauty hand cream, but I've been having a hard time finding it actually, and so I'm actually wondering if it's being discontinued. I liked it, but I think I like this one better. I think it's just a little bit more soothing and more hydrating. I'm honestly really surprised I haven't heard more people talking about it. I don't know why, but it works really well. This product here I've become a really big fan of, and it's not just because it's fun, but because it works really well. And this is the Unicorn Celestial Jelly Mask Cleanser. As you can see here, it's this kind of iridescent purpley consistency. I'll take the lid off. Here's what it looks like. It's kind of got a purpley shift to it, but it is a gel. As you can see, I can hold it upside down. It's not emptying out on me. But it is just the coolest product. And I talked about this recently in like a new, at least new to me, skincare video. And I love using this to remove my makeup. It's not exactly what it's intended for. It's supposed to be a mask and cleanser. I like to use it as my first cleanse in my nightly routine, which is what I use to remove my makeup. Because this does such a great job at breaking down my makeup, but then it also dissolves in the water. So it reminds me of my Leilani Pamplemousse cleanser in that it kind of dissolves in the water, and I don't have to use a warm cloth to get the cleanser off. It just, you know, I can wash it off and then go in with a second cleanse. Not only does it work so well, but it is so fun and so beautiful. It's more oily than you would expect for something that's a gel. It doesn't dry out my skin. It's not too harsh on my skin, and especially for winter, that works really well. And it's fun. Like, every time I use this product, it puts a smile on my face, and that's important. Like, an important part of skincare and self-care in general is in using products that you enjoy. If you're gonna use a product that's called Unicorn, for instance, and it's this beautiful kind of iridescent purple jelly consistency, like, how is that not fun? So I have been loving this, and I keep using it. I probably will purchase another one when I finish this, because it's also a good price point as well. It's only $25, which I think is a really great deal. So this has been a standout product for me recently. And my final product is going to be a flop. I have not done a flop in a while, but I watched Jenna Catherine's video recently, and she was talking about how she personally didn't like people doing negative reviews of products. And that reminded me that I hadn't done a flop in a while. When I do a negative review of a product, I try to do it in a constructive way. I try to provide feedback about how the product would be better, or also give ideas about like who it might work for, because just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for somebody else. But I think it's important to not just share products that work, because what might not work for me might work for you. For instance, if I tell you that a foundation shade is too dark, or a concealer shade is too dark, but you know that you have a deeper skin tone than I do, well, then that might work well for you. It doesn't work well if you're super fair like I am, but it might work well for somebody else. Or if I tell you a product is really oily on my skin, well, I have oily skin, so if you have drier skin, it might work well. I don't want to just share all the products that work, because I try out a lot of different things, and I think it's important to also share what doesn't work, because you might be curious about this product and nobody's talking about it, and the reason why people might not be talking about it is because they didn't like it, but you know, someone needs to actually say that. And I try to be as fair in my reasoning and try not to just say that I don't like a product, but really explain why I don't, in case one of those reasons may be a reason why you might like the product. So with that disclaimer out of the way, my flop for this month has very sadly been this shampoo from Sudsatorium. And this is a product that I also picked up at the detox market in Toronto. Sudsatorium is a Canadian brand. I believe it's also based in Toronto. And they had a whole bunch of different shampoos and conditioners, and I believe some body washes as well from this brand at the detox market. I was like, I've never heard of this brand. This seems really cool. I want to try it out. And they had, you know, kind of like a tester size of the shampoo. I got this shampoo in Strawberry Fields Forever because I smelled this shampoo and it reminded me in the best possible way of Bath & Body Works and their Art Stuff line. And I believe there was like a strawberries and cream scented body wash. I believe that's what the scent was. And I remember every time I got to purchase that feeling so special and so cool as a kid, because I love strawberries. It's one of my favorite fruits and I love strawberry scents. The scent of the shampoo just brought me back to my childhood. So I knew I had to try this out. It's a strawberry milkshake inspired shampoo and it's supposed to have clarifying clary sage in it. Juicy oranges and ripe strawberries cleanse hair with active enzymes to do away with dandruff for good, as balancing lavender helps sort out any scalp concerns. So that sounded like a good shampoo for me, like kind of balancing, not too moisturizing, not too hydrating, because I have oily hair. There are a couple reasons why I didn't like this shampoo. First off, it is not sudsy, and I thought for a brand called Sudsatorium that I would get some sudsing going on, and it just doesn't suds in my hair. No matter how much I put in, no matter how much water I add, I cannot get a lather going with this shampoo. I have used shampoos in the past that aren't as lathery, and I never feel like I get my hair clean. In some cases, it might just be a psychological thing, but also when you get suds going in your hair, it's easier to actually get the shampoo worked all throughout your hair. And I have extremely thick hair, and so I have to do a lot of like massaging around to actually get my hair clean, and when it's not sudsing up, it's harder to actually get that shampoo dispersed throughout my hair. And I double cleanse my hair. So some shampoos don't suds up that much on the first cleanse, but then on the second cleanse, they will kind of suds up once I've gotten a lot of the oil and dry shampoo out of my hair. Even on the second cleanse, this one still doesn't suds up. And I even tried it recently with my Desert Essence shampoo. I tried a first cleanse with the Desert Essence shampoo to really get, that's the key, to really get the oil and dry shampoo out of my hair, and then did a second cleanse with this. And even with using the Desert Essence as my first cleanse, I still couldn't get this to suds up. What finally convinced me that I didn't like the shampoo was I washed my hair using it a couple times, and I would notice that my hair would look so oily on the second day. And I never wash my hair every single day. I normally go approximately every third day I wash my hair. And normally day 2 is like oily, but I can put some dry shampoo in and I could get it to work. When I used this shampoo, I was having to put so much dry shampoo into my hair on the second day because my hair was so oily, which seemed to indicate to me that it wasn't actually getting my hair that clean in the first place, because when I use a shampoo that really gets my hair clean, it stays, fairly clean the second day. But it makes sense that if you don't get your hair fully clean on the first day, you still have some oil and buildup in your hair. And then on the second day, you've already accumulated a little bit more oil, and all of a sudden you have an oily mess. As much as I love the scent of the shampoo, it just doesn't work for me. I'm really sad to say that, because I really, really wanted this to work. Like I love the scent of the shampoo so much. I really wanted this to be my new favorite shampoo. I wanted to be able to rave about it, but it just doesn't work for me. So I hope that my favorites and flop were helpful for you. If you enjoyed seeing this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Instagram. My handle's at naturallybeautifulgirl. I have more cruelty-free, non-toxic beauty content on my Instagram as well. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!